everybody, welcome to a pretty nice day actually. I think it's supposed to snow either tonight or tomorrow, but by the looks of it, it doesn't look like it's going to. It's pretty bright out here and actually really nice and warm, but you can kind of see some clouds are coming in. So we'll see. Who knows if it will snow or not. I'm still kind of torn on the issue of whether or not I would like some nice weather to sit outside and bask in the sunlight, or some winter weather that actually makes me feel like wanting to stay inside. Hopefully you guys are still staying inside, practicing social distancing. Quicker we kind of get through this, the better it'll be. There's some new things kind of rolling out for school, what school's going to look like, and then also for AP, which I'll discuss in a little bit. But first I wanted to give a shout out to Richard. Thank you so much for the Netflix recommendation. It looks pretty interesting to me, so I'm excited to start looking at that. You guys are definitely giving me some good things to fill up my time with and keep me busy, so thanks for that. I went to go watch the Mind Explained and the next episode, and the reason why I couldn't remember or couldn't think of what the next episode was because there is no next episode. And so I had actually gone through, there's only 5 episodes through it, and it looks like I'd gone through all of them. And so I ended up having to go on to another one. So I watched a little bit more Lock and Key. I haven't started the one that Richard recommended to me yet. And then I started another one about Madam C.J. Walker called Self-Made. And so it's a show based off of her life. She is one of the first African-American millionaires. And I think she's the first African-American female millionaire in the United States. So pretty cool. I kind of started watching about her story as well. That kind of ties into the new book that I'm reading. If you guys have been following me these past couple days, you'll remember that I started reading Next Year in Havana. I finished that last night. It was actually a lot sadder than I thought it was going to be. There's definitely a couple different love stories in there, but it definitely talks about kind of the tragedies of the Cuban Revolution. And although this is a fiction book, it's something that I'm kind of interested in learning a little bit more about, because I kind of realized that although I teach about Che Guevara and different Latin American revolutions, I don't spend a lot of time on the Cuban Revolution. So that's definitely one that I'm interested in learning a little bit more about. But kind of coinciding with the Madam C.J. Walker show that I started watching on Netflix, I decided to start reading American Radicals. And so this is talking about 19th century protests and how that shapes the nation. And I think it's about a couple different protest movements throughout United States history. So this is really exciting. As you can see, it's kind of a little bit of a thicker book, and so it's definitely going to take me a little bit longer to read. And I think it's a little bit more of an academic book and not so much of a novel. And so that's also going to make it a little bit of a longer read for me. So we'll see where that one goes. Next thing that I wanted to do was to remind you guys that Tuesday the 31st is when grades are supposed to be posted, and that is something that we're still on track with and that we're supposed to be doing as teachers. As of right now, all of the grades should be updated except for AP. There's a little bit of an exception with that, which I'll talk about at the end of this for my AP students, but I just kind of wanted to remind you that as of right now, we're still posting grades and we're still posting academic warnings on the 31st, which is the Tuesday that we are back at school or doing virtual learning. And so I just kind of wanted to remind you guys of that and let you guys know that that is still being rolled out as of what I know so far, and then that the district is working really hard on trying to get together different pieces of learning for your various classes, definitely for your core classes, and then I think that they're looking at the elective courses as well. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll announce on here what's going on specifically for social studies for sure, but I'll try and mention kind of what I'm hearing about other ones too. so you guys can stay caught up on your classes and continue working towards that and working towards grades as we continue our semester virtually. It looks like there's going to be the ability to pick up printed materials while also being able to access materials on the internet and on the websites that teachers provide as well. So you'll have two different ways to access those things. And so, like I said, I'll just continue giving updates on all of that information. If you guys are AP, go ahead and stick around for my couple of announcements for that. As always, thank you for the comments. Keep them coming. It's always good to hear from you guys. I hope everyone's doing well. Hopefully you're not going insane yet of boredom of sitting in your house, and you guys are continuing again to practice that social distancing, and hopefully we can kind of see each other again soon. Dying to be back in my classroom and teaching and working again. So we'll see you guys soon. Hey AP, so there's just a couple different things. First of all, as many of you guys remember, we took a test right before we left. So we had a DBQ, an SAQ, and multiple choice. Those things are not in the gradebook, but I do plan on getting those in the gradebook prior to the posting of grades on Tuesday the 31st. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get those in yet because this is such a different situation, and I really don't want it to negatively impact your grades since it's so difficult for us to kind of get together and do those test corrections. However, I also really want you guys to see where you're at on there because period 7 is going to be on the test, and that was that last period that we did. And so I really want you guys to be able to get that information as well and to see kind of where you guys are at on that. So I'm still kind of trying to figure out how to post those and not really affect your grade, but then have you guys see where it is. I'm also thinking about ways that I could provide test corrections virtually, and then that way that can help you guys out as well, so then you guys can continue to increase those grades and get those grades. AP is such a different beast, and it's so different than the regular core classes that the district is putting work together for. Also, we got a little bit of clarification on the AP exam. First and foremost, we have a clarification on the test itself. So like I said before, the test is online. There is going to be no in-class testing. It's going to be 45 minutes long, and it is not going to be any multiple choice. So all it is free response. What that free response is, I'm not sure. Is it going to be a couple SAQs? Is it going to be an LEQ? I really have no idea. Document based essay. We're supposed to get information this Friday. No, I'm sorry. Next Friday, April 3rd. We're supposed to get some information on that as to what the test is actually going to look like, so then we can kind of better prepare you. Again, the best that I can tell you guys right now is to make sure that you are reviewing your periods. I sent out period 1 and 2. I'm going to post period 3 either late tonight or tomorrow, so you guys can kind of start looking at period 3 and what that was. That was the American Revolution, for those of you guys who don't remember, but we're going to start looking at that as well. So I'll get that information posted. Nobody's put any questions or anything like that on my Schoology discussion. So you either don't have questions or you're not visiting it. Either way, again, it's not mandatory right now that you guys are doing it. It's just putting it out there for you, so you guys have that information. The second thing about the test is they're really looking into different measures to discourage cheating, discourage plagiarism. The test, because it's going to be able to be taken at home, online, and it's written and no multiple choice, they're really looking at and ramping up measures to make sure that there is no cheating, no plagiarism. It's not an answer that you're going to be able to Google, so just make sure that you guys understand that and that you guys know that. I'm not quite sure where they're at with notes and being able to have notes in front of you, or anything like that. I don't know. As soon as I find out about that, I'll let you guys know and let you guys know the information that I find out in regard to notes. But I think that's pretty much all about the tests right now that I got more information of. So I just wanted to update you guys and give you a little bit more information on that. It looks like the clouds are starting to roll in, and it definitely got a lot chillier. So take care. Again, please hit me up on Remind, comment below, or post in the discussion area on Schoology. I'm checking that daily, and I'm checking this daily, and then my Remind is linked to my phone. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to kind of help you out on the test as much as I possibly can, since this is such a crazy situation. They're still looking at college credit from the test. They're still looking at different ways that they can help and support you. Although they are offering no penalty on taking yourself out of the test and unregistering for the test, I really recommend against it. You guys are never going to have an opportunity like this again to take a test in a situation like this. So please stick with us. Stick with me for the rest of this semester, either virtually or whenever we are able to get back into the classroom, and we'll work through this together. As always, hopefully I'll see you guys soon, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.